There's something captivating about the idea of detachment, especially when it comes to relationships. It's not about being cold or distant, but about understanding your worth and living your life with a sense of independence that radiates confidence and self-assuredness. There's a quiet power that comes from not being overly dependent on someone else to define your happiness or sense of value. And when a woman embodies that kind of self-love and strength, it's incredibly magnetic. Men are often drawn to women who know who they are, who don't need external validation to feel whole. It's not about playing games or pretending to be someone you're not, but about realizing that you are enough just as you are. When you detach from the need to constantly seek approval, you start to attract the kind of love and respect that's based on mutual admiration, not dependence. It's almost like a quiet force field that protects you from the superficial, from relationships that don't align with your true self. We often think that in relationships, the more we give, the more we will receive. But sometimes it's in the moments when we hold back a little, when we take a step back and give ourselves space to breathe, that we create room for something deeper and more authentic to grow. Detachment doesn't mean shutting someone out. It means giving yourself the space to grow as an individual while still being open to the possibilities of a healthy, loving relationship. It's about being so comfortable with who you are that you don't feel the need to cling to anyone for validation. There's a difference between being attached to someone and being in a healthy, fulfilling relationship. When you detach, you stop relying on someone else to fill the gaps in your life. Instead, you cultivate your own happiness, interests, and passions, creating a life that is rich and fulfilling on its own. This makes you infinitely more attractive because you're not relying on anyone else to complete you. What did you hear that from? You already feel whole. This is what makes you magnetic. Not because you're looking for attention, but because your energy is real, genuine, and rooted in self-worth. When you detach, you stop overthinking and obsessing over every little thing that someone says or does. Instead of overanalyzing or constantly wondering what they think of you, you focus on your own growth and happiness. This mindset not only brings peace to your own life, but also allows for a more balanced and healthy relationship. Men appreciate women who aren't constantly seeking reassurance, who aren't always worried about what others think of them. They're drawn to the confidence that comes with knowing you're not desperate for someone's attention, but rather open to the right person showing up when the time is right. Detaching doesn't mean you become emotionally unavailable or closed off. It's quite the opposite. It's about creating healthy boundaries that allow you to be emotionally available while still maintaining your own sense of individuality. Men admire women who can express their feelings without losing themselves in the process. It's about being able to love deeply while still honoring your own needs and desires. This balance is powerful. It's attractive because it's rooted in a healthy self-respect. And men can't help but be drawn to that. Another thing that detachment creates is a sense of mystery. When a woman is emotionally independent and doesn't feel the need to share every detail of her life with someone right away, it creates an intriguing aura of mystery around her. There's something captivating about a woman who doesn't feel the need to explain herself constantly or overshare every aspect of her life. And men are naturally curious, and when they can sense that there's more to a woman than what meets the eye, they're drawn in to learn more. This mystery isn't about playing hard to get. It's about holding on to your own space and identity, giving the other person room to wonder, explore, and get to know you at your own pace. Detachment also fosters respect. When you're not overly attached to someone, you can approach the relationship with a healthy balance of giving and receiving. There's no desperation to please, no need to sacrifice your own needs for the sake of the other person. Instead, you're both free to show up as your authentic selves, which builds a foundation of mutual respect. Men value this kind of dynamic because it doesn't feel suffocating or draining. It feels equal, with both partners bringing their best selves to the table, without one trying to dominate or hold the other emotionally hostage. This creates a sense of freedom and connection that is truly rare. At the end of the day, the most important thing about detaching is understanding that your worth doesn't depend on anyone else. It doesn't rely on the approval or attention of others. When you detach, you're essentially telling the world, I am whole on my own. And if you're lucky enough to be a part of my life, it's because we're building something beautiful together, not because I need you to complete me. This quiet confidence is incredibly attractive because it radiates strength, self-assurance, and an unwavering sense of self-respect. Men are drawn to women who detach not because they're cold or distant, but because they exude an energy that says, I know who I am, and I don't need anyone to tell me that. They appreciate women who are not defined by the relationships they are in, but who stand firmly on their own. This type of woman invites a relationship built on mutual respect, shared values, and deep admiration, not one based on neediness or insecurity. So, if you find yourself wondering why men are drawn to women who seem to detach, it's because they are witnessing a quiet strength and confidence that comes from a place of self-love and respect. When you detach, you are not pushing people away. You are inviting them into your life on your own terms. And there's nothing more magnetic than that. When you embrace detachment, it naturally leads to a deep sense of confidence and self-assurance. This isn't the type of confidence that comes from external validation or approval. Instead, it comes from within. You start to realize that your worth is not tied to someone else's opinion or your ability to please others. As you detach from the need for constant validation, you begin to understand your own value without needing anyone else to affirm it for you. Confidence that is rooted in detachment is grounded in the knowledge that you are enough just as you are. You no longer feel the need to prove yourself to others or chase after external markers of success. This shift allows you to approach life from a place of inner strength, knowing that your happiness and sense of fulfillment come from within. You stop seeking approval because you have already made peace with who you are. Thank you. Detachment doesn't make you cold or distant. It makes you secure in yourself. It means that you are no longer driven by insecurity, seeking external sources to fill the gaps in your life. You become comfortable in your own skin and are able to stand firm in your beliefs and choices. This creates a quiet confidence that others are naturally drawn to. When you stop needing others to define you, you begin to live in alignment with your true self, and that authenticity is magnetic. As you detach, you also learn how to set boundaries. These boundaries are not walls meant to keep people out, but healthy limits that protect your energy and maintain your well-being. You know when to step back and focus on yourself, and when to engage with others. This balance of independence and connection further enhances your self-assurance, allowing you to engage with people from a place of strength and not neediness. Ultimately, detachment helps you stop relying on external factors for your sense of self-worth. It helps you step into your own power, recognizing that you are capable of standing alone, but also open to building relationships from a place of mutual respect and understanding. This self-assurance attracts others because it radiates a sense of peace and inner strength that can only come from within. Detachment creates healthier, more balanced relationships by shifting the dynamics of how you engage with others. When you detach from the need to constantly be validated or to rely on others for your happiness, you stop seeking approval or reassurance from them. Instead, you engage from a place of emotional stability and independence, which fosters healthier interactions. You begin to recognize that true relationships are built on mutual respect, understanding, and shared experiences. not on the need for one person to fulfill all your emotional needs. This detachment allows you to give and receive love freely without the expectation of receiving something in return. When you are not emotionally dependent on someone else, you are free to love without the pressure of needing them to complete you or make you feel whole. You learn to appreciate the other person for who they are rather than what they can offer you. This dynamic creates space for a relationship based on respect and appreciation rather than one driven by emotional neediness or unhealthy attachment. Furthermore, detachment helps you maintain your individuality within a relationship. You don't lose sight of who you are or what you need in the process of being with someone else. This sense of self-sufficiency means that you aren't consumed by the relationship or overly reliant on the other person to make you happy. Instead, you engage in the relationship from a place of emotional wholeness, where both individuals can be their authentic selves without compromising their identity. In a detached but connected relationship, both people are free to grow, learn, and evolve without fear of the other person holding them back or becoming overly possessive. This balance allows for both partners to maintain their personal growth while deepening their bond with one another. It removes the pressure of trying to meet unrealistic expectations and instead focuses on building a relationship based on trust, mutual support, and understanding. When you detach in this way, you invite a healthier form of closeness, one where both people are empowered to contribute equally and support each other without feeling overwhelmed or constrained by emotional dependency. Detachment fosters mutual respect and admiration, which is essential for any relationship to thrive. When you detach, you begin to see others for who they truly are without placing expectations on them or relying on them to fulfill all your emotional needs. This shift in perspective allows you to approach others with respect and appreciation for their individuality rather than seeing them as extensions of your own desires or insecurities. When you don't need someone to be your everything, you start to value their unique qualities, strengths, and imperfections. This respect creates a deeper sense of admiration because you no longer approach the relationship with a sense of entitlement or expectation, but rather with gratitude for the person's presence in your life. When you are emotionally detached, you're able to treat the other person as an equal. You're not constantly trying to control or influence them to meet your needs. Instead, you respect their autonomy and encourage their growth. This approach eliminates unnecessary pressure, allowing both individuals to be true to themselves without fear of judgment or rejection. In turn, this fosters a sense of trust and a deeper bond. As both people feel valued and accepted for who they are, the relationship naturally strengthens. The need to manipulate, compete, or please one another diminishes, and the space to appreciate each other for the right reasons grows. Detachment also helps you create a healthy balance of power in relationships. Without emotional attachment, there's no sense of imbalance, where one person feels more dependent or more in control than the other. Each individual can bring their own strengths and vulnerabilities into the relationship without feeling overwhelmed by the other person's needs. This equal exchange of support and care builds mutual admiration because both partners feel seen and valued for who they are, not for what they can do for the other. The respect that detachment fosters is rooted in the understanding that both people have their own lives, goals, and desires, and these can coexist harmoniously within the context of the relationship. When you approach a relationship with this kind of mutual respect, you create an environment where both individuals are free to be their true selves. This respect and admiration create a more sustainable connection, one that's built on emotional independence, trust, and the freedom to be who you are without fear of judgment. Detachment cultivates mystery, making you more intriguing and appealing in ways that can't be easily explained. When you emotionally detach, you stop oversharing and exposing every detail of your life, which creates a sense of intrigue around you. People are naturally drawn to what they don't fully understand, and by holding some aspects of yourself back, you give others the space to wonder, explore, and get to know you on a deeper level. This creates an aura of mystery, which can be incredibly captivating. You're not laying out every single piece of your life for others to see, but instead allowing them to discover you in layers. This makes the connection more meaningful because it's not rushed or based on surface level interactions. By not constantly revealing your thoughts, emotions, or personal experiences, you create an exciting dynamic where the other person is motivated to learn more about you without feeling like they already know everything. This mystery isn't about playing games or being intentionally elusive. It's simply about preserving some of your energy and personal space for yourself while still being open to connection. When people feel like they don't have all the answers about you, they're more likely to stay engaged, wanting to uncover more and invest emotionally in building a deeper understanding. The mystery that detachment creates isn't just in how much you reveal about yourself, but also in how you navigate your emotions and relationships. When you are emotionally detached, you don't act impulsively or let your emotions dictate every move you make. Instead, you have the self-control to remain composed, which draws others to you. There's something about being calm and collected, not needing to react or reveal your inner thoughts at every moment, that intrigues people. They're drawn to your ability to remain balanced and poised in situations where others might become overly emotional or uncertain. This sense of emotional stability creates an appealing contrast, adding an element of depth and complexity to your personality. Moreover, the mystery that comes with detachment adds to your sense of independence. When you don't cling to others or seek constant validation, you show that you are whole on your own. This confidence in your independence makes you even more intriguing because it demonstrates that you are not defined by anyone else's presence or opinion. This makes you more self-sufficient and magnetic, as people admire your ability to stand on your own while still being open to genuine connection. Detachment signals that you are whole and do not need external validation. This is one of the most attractive qualities a person can have because it radiates confidence and self-respect. When you are emotionally detached, you are no longer looking for someone or something to complete you. You understand that your value is intrinsic, not dependent on the approval or recognition of others. This realization frees you from the constant pressure of trying to prove yourself or constantly seeking external affirmation. Instead, you operate from a place of self-awareness and inner strength, which is incredibly appealing. When people see that you are not reliant on them for your happiness, they are often more intrigued by you. There is an energy that comes from knowing you are enough as you are without needing someone else to validate your worth. This emotional independence creates an aura of confidence that others can't help but notice. It isn't about arrogance or aloofness. Rather, it's about being comfortable in your own skin and not seeking to fit into anyone else's expectations. When you are secure in who you are, you stop trying to please others for the sake of their approval. This attracts people who respect your individuality and who are drawn to your genuine, authentic self. Moreover, this detachment doesn't create distance or coldness. It fosters a sense of freedom. You give others the space to be themselves because you are not trying to change them or make them fit into your idea of what they should be. This is one of the most important aspects of emotional detachment. It allows for deeper, more authentic connections. People feel seen and respected for who they are. When you are detached in a healthy way, they are drawn to the peace and stability that come from being in your presence because you are not looking to fill any emotional gaps with their attention or approval. By being detached, you are also signaling that you are capable of maintaining your emotional balance, regardless of external circumstances. You are not easily swayed by the opinions or actions of others. This emotional resilience creates an underlying strength that others find magnetic. They can sense that you are grounded and unshaken, and this invites admiration as it demonstrates that you are emotionally self-sufficient. You create a sense of trust and security because your sense of self is not fragile or dependent on anyone else. This emotional independence makes you approachable, but also maintains a certain level of mystery and allure. In conclusion, detachment is not about withdrawing from relationships or shutting people out. It is about finding a deeper connection with oneself first. When a person can detach from the need for constant validation or emotional dependence, they create space for growth, self-respect, and independence. This emotional freedom not only benefits them, but also enhances the quality of the relationships they engage in. A woman who embodies detachment in a healthy way is confident, grounded, and self-sufficient. She does not rely on others to define her worth, but instead brings her whole, authentic self to any connection she forms. When a woman knows her own value and is emotionally independent, she naturally attracts people who respect her for who she truly is. The mystery that detachment brings adds an element of intrigue that deepens the connections she forms. Her relationships are based on mutual respect and admiration, which creates a more fulfilling and balanced dynamic. Detachment also fosters emotional resilience and maturity. It helps one navigate life with a sense of stability, knowing that happiness and self-worth come from within. When you detach, you stop over-analyzing or obsessing over every interaction, allowing you to approach relationships with clarity and peace. You learn to respect others' boundaries and maintain your own, which leads to healthier and more respectful exchanges. At the core of emotional detachment is a deep understanding of self-worth. It is the ability to remain whole and content without relying on external forces to fill emotional voids. This sense of wholeness creates an empowering aura that others find captivating. Detachment isn't about creating distance or coldness. It's about creating emotional space to be your true self and attract relationships built on mutual respect and genuine connection. Ultimately, detachment is a powerful tool for emotional growth. It helps individuals become more authentic and grounded in their own identity. When you detach from emotional dependency, you move toward a healthier, more balanced way of engaging with the world. You learn that your happiness doesn't lie in the approval of others, but in the ability to cultivate self-love and independence. And when you do this, you naturally attract the kind of relationships that are fulfilling, equal, and based on true emotional connection.